Hello and welcome to Jimmy's Three Things. My name is Jimmy. I got three things in the world of Major League Baseball that I want to talk about with you today. Thank you very much for joining. Jimmy's Three Things is a production of Dan Patrick Productions, Jomboy Media, and Workhouse Media. Trade deadline, trade window. There's been trades happening. There's going to be trades happening coming up. Going to talk about that in a little bit. Try to wrap my head around it while you guys listen. Who's the best ground ball hitting team in all of baseball? Do you just have to be fast? Who's the best fly ball hitting team in all of baseball? Do you just have to hit them really far? Probably, but I want to look into that. And then some fun facts to round it out at the end. Sip of my coffee, and then we will begin. There's been some trades that have really piqued my interest from a storyline point of view. Obviously, anyone listening to this, you know your team, you know your division better than I do. I have never tried to act like I know more than anyone else about their teams. I know the Yankees very well because I watch them every single day, and I know the AL East decently well because I watch them a lot. Other divisions, other teams, I'm interested. I enjoy watching. I enjoy following. You can't follow other teams. I can't know the nuances of the rotation and the injuries and who's going to come back and who's not. When I did Talkin Baseball every day, I was forced to know all that stuff, and it was a ton of work. So I applaud everyone that does know about all 30 teams. That is so hard to do. So I'm not trying to get anyone mad. Please don't pretend I'm an expert. Don't pretend that I'm pretending I'm an expert. I'm not. But I like some of these storylines of these trades, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And I've been saying since they expanded the playoffs that the trade deadline kind of stinks because I like playoff contending teams getting better so that when Major League Baseball puts on, it sends its act to the big stage, right? And you get more eyes. I want the stars there on that stage, and I want the best version of the game. So I want the top half to get better. The Yankees weren't in the top half last year. I wanted them to sell. Let's get the stars in the playoffs. So if you're, and that's really just for rentals, right? Like if you're going to be a free agent and your team's out of the playoffs or you have a year left. I don't know. That's just what I want. I think it's good for the sport of baseball. Baseball wants 50% of the teams in the playoffs. That's the number they want. What we have happening now is teams that are fighting not to be, we need to make this roster good enough to go on a playoff run. We need this roster to be good enough to get into the playoffs, and then shrug, what happens. So you have kind of guys getting traded. Like last year, Giolito went to the Angels, and then he got traded again because the Angels quickly fell off. I didn't think that was good. I didn't like a lot of that stuff. This year, we have every kind of trade. We have the trade I'm talking about, where you just go get a rental, and he comes, and he's going to help you out for the remainder of the season and should be a part of your postseason. We have trades where the Yankees are getting Jazz Chisholm for this year because he helps them right now, but also Gleyber Torres is a free agent and they're going to try and sign Soto, so they need to keep payroll down the next 2 years in the 3-year window before the luxury tax resets, and Jazz Chisholm fits there. So it's a little bit of an offseason move, but helping this year. We've got trades of two teams that are selling, the Rays and the Cubs, but they're just using the trade window as their offseason with Isaac Paredes going from and Morel swapping. Like, they're not even contenders. The first time we had that I remember was when Trevor Bauer went from the Guardians to the Reds, and they were just getting him for the next year, basically. And then the Mets did it with Stroman. I don't really like those trades because I want the trade deadline to be like, let's get the good players to the postseason. Put them on the main stage, grow their fan base, grow their brand, grow the game. But it is interesting when you have so many different types of trades happening. We've got trades, the Red Sox and the blanking, and I know it, but I'm blanking, and I know it, but I'm blanking. The Red Sox and the Pirates did a prospect trade. Right? A couple years ago, we had a Logan O'Hoppe for Brandon Marsh. They both had 5 years of control left. That was just kind of a straight like debutant for debutant trade. That's cool. So I am starting to be like, wait, I kind of like the plethora of different trades. It's not just a rental going to help a contender. Now, those are my favorites still. hired guns. I think that's an awesome storyline. When CeCe did it for the Brewers, that's probably the best example ever. Scherzer, what he did after he went to the Dodgers. Remember the run he went on in the rest of the regular season? That was incredible. I still like that. I still like those the most. But we're getting so many different kinds of trades that I am into it. I do kind of like it, right? Cubs also acquired Nate Pearson from the Blue Jays and the Blue Jays. So like the Cubs and the Blue Jays, both teams that are somewhat selling, but getting. It's a lot of that. Like we're trading, but we're still acquiring. As for storylines, just straight storylines, I don't know if this is going to be beneficial. We're doing a full Talkin' Baseball 2.5-hour live stream. We're going to break down the trades more from a statistical standpoint. Do we think it helps this team? Do we think it hurts this team? Bloop, blah, 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 bloop, right? So right now, because what I like is just the storylines of trades. And I think there's two that are phenomenal. Phenomenal storylines if you've been part of baseball and like the lore of it. And one is Jesse Winker going to the Mets. He has been their heel, but in like the most loving heel way. Like, yeah, we shit talk him and we hate him, but he's fun. Like he gives it back with us. It's like a fun banter almost. It was almost like when the Yankees played the Phillies in 2009 in the World Series, and Pedro was then on the Phillies, and it was still like, oh, this is awesome. Yeah, as a Yankee fan, I was like, yes, we have our formidable foe back. Now, he wasn't the same pitcher than he was with the Red Sox when he said, tip my hat, call him daddy. But it was like, yeah, I love this joust. And now it always kind of felt like Winker's going to end up a Met, man. Because this heel situation is more love than hate. They love to hate each other. Now they're going to love each other. And I just hope that plays out and is fun and is an enjoyable watch. The Mets win again. But that's just an arc, right? Like you would script that, and people did. People predicted that for a while. So I don't know how much Winker's going to help the Mets. I know he was having a good season. We can look into that. And Jesse Winker came on Talkin' Baseball at one point. He was really fun. He's having a really good season. No, that's just with the Mets. But no, in his actual season, really good season. I remember I checked in on him a long time ago, and I was like, because I traded all the Nationals at one point, like early on in the season. I forget where I traded Winker, but awesome. For those not watching and just listening, 374 batting average, 419. Well, actually, he's been good. So that was just with the Nationals. It's 375 batting average, 418 on base, 794. Well, that's kind of like phenomenal. Good for Winker, man. Hey, I think it's not talked about enough. It's starting to, like, some guys really struggle in Seattle to hit in that ballpark. Interesting. So they slotted him. He played his first game, and they slotted him in the 5 hole in between Alonso and Vientos. So that's fun. Where was he? Washington Nationals, WSN, I think is the acronym. Where was he hitting for them? All over at the start, then down. And then in the month of June, July, he was 3 or 4. All right. The next storyline that I think might actually be the best storyline trade is where is it? I have it. The most recent one is that the Braves went out and got Jorge Soler from the Giants and Luke Jackson, two guys that were huge parts of their World Series win in 2021. And it's just like, hey, remember when we won the World Series? That was a great feeling. That's what we're chasing, right? Let's go get some of the guys that helped us. They did trade one of the relievers, Tyler Matzik, away, and he was part of that, the night shift as well. But Jorge Soler, my goodness, do you remember those playoffs for the Braves? I mean, Jock won, spell his name wrong in the search. Jock won our hearts with the Pearls, but Soler won MVP. So, and he was not having a good season before the trade in 2021. I think he's not having a great season. He also didn't play a lot of outfield. Hasn't played outfield at all this year. He's going to go back out there. Hopefully it works. Sometimes these work. Most times I think you're not going to have it work again. But as a storyline, like those guys helped us win the World Series. Let's just go ahead and bring them back. I'm looking at his stats here. Soler was also in the World Series in 2016 as well. He had a 948 OPS in the postseason for the Giants. He hit that huge home run in the World Series. His World Series stats, 300 batting average, 800 slug, 3 homers, 1 double. So they're bringing him back. And I like the storyline of that as just a ton. And if we look at 2021, before the trade, oh no, I can find this here. So 2021, before the trade, he was a 192 batting average, 658 OPS. And then after the trade, 55 games, 269 batting average, 524 slug, just really got a lot better. Didn't perform that well in Miami. No, 2023 was all right. Got hurt this year. Did he? I forget. Anyway, 2024. The OPS is above average, to be honest. I said he wasn't having a great year this year. It's not true. He's got a 116 OPS plus. That means he's 16% above. Average OPS right now is 705 or something like that. It's way lower than you think, so he's above average. That's a fun storyline. Those are my 2 favorite, just narrative storylines. Frankie Montas goes to the Brewers. The Brewers are a fun team because they can make you better. They're one of those teams that they can make you better. You find the teams that have really good developmental systems, they'll trade for the younger guys sometimes. Like, that guy's good, but he's already graduated to Major League Baseball. Sometimes the Rays, they'll go get your 18, your 19-year-old. The Brewers can develop pitching really well. So they trade for Frankie Montas. I wonder if they can change him in season. The Reds said they cried. They said Montas was like such a leader there in such a small time. Didn't really figure that out. Yusei Kikuchi goes from the Blue Jays to the Astros. I kind of like that trade a lot. I like Kikuchi, just like watching him and being part of that. I'm interested to see where he slots in because, again, Astros fans like, you let me know. I don't know where he's going to slot in, if he's going to slot into the postseason. I don't know all that. The Dodgers went out and got a ton. I mean, it's probably going to get talked about. We'll talk about it. They got a utility guy. They got Tommy Edman. So they're just getting options. They're just getting options. They got Kopech. Who are the Dodgers? That 3-way trade was fucking weird. Cardinals get Fetty, and he's having a great year, and he's cheap for next year. So if they don't want to pick up Cardinals don't want to pick up the club option on Sonny Gray or Lance Lynn, they have Fetty in part of the rotation, or they do. They also got Tommy Pham. He's a rental, and apparently the clubhouse was saying, go get Pham. We need him. We miss him. Go get Pham. Dodgers got Kopech and Tommy Edman. Edman's got a year after this one where he makes $10 million. Does Kopech have another year as well? Or is he the rental? And Crochet's got a year involved. Checking. I am checking the website. I clicked the Tigers instead of the Dodgers. God damn, they have so many people under contract, the Dodgers. This page, this top section, players with guaranteed salaries, it's usually not this big. It's usually not this big. Tommy Edman, he has another year, $9.5 million. And Kopech has another year where you're going to be kind of cheap. That's such a good trade for the Dodgers, man. God, just giving themselves so many options. And if you look at that 3-way trade, the White Sox got utility Miguel Vargas, who's got he's got to have years left, obviously. But why? You're not being competitive. How many more years does Vargas have? A lot. Oh shit, a ton. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's got 5 years. My bad. I thought it was going to be less than that because I've seen his name a lot. But then they got 2 19-year-olds. And I don't know enough about the White Sox system, but can they develop hitting? Because I think they traded for 2 19-year-old bats. If they can, great. I don't know enough. Like the Yankees really struggled to develop hitting. Like they took Glaber from the Cubs. They did a lot of his development. He just got a little sprinkling, and Glaber is an MLB hitter. But sometimes, you know what you can develop when you get young prospects, or you know what you can't develop if you're aware enough and you get ready major leaguers. Justin Turner goes to the Mariners. I like that. All right. I just want to talk about those storylines. Oh, and the Dodgers got Rosario as well, so just options, unless I already said that. There's more to happen. My Yankees need to do more. Jazz Chisholm was a fun trade, but Winker to the Mets, Braves just going back and getting their heroes, my two favorite storylines. Like I said, tune into the Talkin Baseball live stream or watch it on replay for all our reactions and all that. Second thing I want to talk about is we went to the Yankees-Red Sox game in Fenway last Friday. It was a great series. There was a lot of stuff happening. One thing I noticed, I walked away from that series being like, damn, Red Sox had a ton of doubles, and the Yankees could not stretch anything into a double in that game. And it felt like the Yankees, every ball down the line, Soto couldn't cut off, and the Red Sox could. So Verdugo had this hit, which I will zoom in a little bit. Verdugo had this hit. If you can see it, he's a lefty. Righty pitcher. It's a flare, line drive like flare over the third baseman's head to the left side where it's cut off by Ref Snyder, and Verdugo is held to a single because the ball didn't get past the outfielder. Not hit that hard, but still, he got there in time. Every ball that the Red Sox hit down the line, Soto wasn't able to cut off. You have this one. It goes on the shortstop side of third base past Cabrera, and Soto can't get to it in time. It hits the wall, bounces, and it's a double. But I think if the Yankees were running, it's not a double. And then the next one again, right? Man, is that the same one? No, it looks like the same one. It's not the same one. Okay, this is another double. Same thing. Past Cabrera. Runners are going to score. Soto gets it. Volpe's telling him to throw to second. He throws to third. Red Sox have a double on a ball that could have been cut off. Then another one. This one's on the third base side, inside the bag. Don't know if any fielder's cutting that one off because it's hit hard down the line. Gets to the wall and cuts it off. But that led me to think, okay, positioning aside, the Yankees just get no hustle doubles. Like, they have no infield doubles. And then that led me to the thought process of, well, which team has the most ground ball doubles? So on Baseball Savant, I went and I said, let's sort it by the player or from the batter's point of view. The batted ball type is a ground ball, and the result is a double. And then we'll sort it by team. All right, so you kind of need speed or perfect placement to get these. The Royals have the most with 38, then the Reds with 35, then the Diamondbacks with 34, then the Orioles with 33. That's a lot of young, athletic, speedy teams. And the Yankees they're not tied for last anymore. They must have had one recently, because last time I checked this, they were tied for last place with the Marlins, who only have 15. The Yankees have 16 now. The Giants have 17. Seattle has 18. Let's see the most recent one for the Yankees. Tell me it was Jazz Chisholm and he just... No, it was Soto? Yesterday?
There's a fair ball
Yep.
inside the third base bag, and it's going to go to the corner.
Slicing shot from Soto yesterday. Gets him out of last place on this. And then what I also wanted to look at, naturally, my next thought process was, okay, what about balls that like bloop over the infielder, but they don't get past the outfielder? So what I did was I changed it to distance projected, and it's under 250 feet, and it doesn't have to be a ground ball. It can be anything now. And what I'm calling these are either they're placement doubles or hustle doubles, mostly hustle doubles. So which team has the most hustle doubles right now? They are getting the extra base. The Orioles, the Twins, the Reds, Diamondbacks, Royals are the top 5. So the Twins find their way up there. And the Yankees are 28th out of 30th. Seattle is 29th, so that's a common theme there. And Pittsburgh is 30th. And I was like, okay, so the Yankees are slow. They don't grab that extra base. You don't put pressure on the infield. Like if we do singles, batted ball type, ground ball, and then you know what I can do? I can change it to batted ball location, and we can choose first base, second base, third base, shortstop. So this means that that's the player that touched the ball first. So these would be infield singles. The Reds have to lead. Well, I don't know if they have to. Wow, no, the Brewers lead. I thought Ellie would have the Reds up there, but the Reds are actually... Oh my goodness, they're dead last. I thought Ellie de la Cruz and his speed would just get him some infield singles. Dead last. The Reds are dead last. Jimmy's dumb as shit. Welcome to the show. I'm Jimmy. Okay, listen to this. 5th place has 90 infield singles. 4th place has 93, so we climbed 3. 3rd place has 94, so we climbed 1. 2nd place has 95, so we climbed 1. 1st place has 111, so we climbed 14. So the Brewers are leading the pack in infield singles, and I wonder who's got the most. Willie Adames has a good chunk here. Jackson Churio has a ton, and William Contreras has a ton. Okay. Damn, they're just a team that's playing hard. They all have a ton. Wow. Let's go watch a random one. Random. This one.
Third.
Well, I don't know if that was a good example of something the Brewers are doing right, but played hard. Some teams don't run and then they get tagged out. Here's another one.
Here comes Hayes, gonna have to quickly throw, and no chance. Too much.
Wow, they just get down the line, I guess. All right, good job by the Brewers. So then what I did, I had this little sheet I was going to fill out, and we'll do this quick. Best ground ball team. All right, so I'm going to use Baseball Savant search, and I'm going to say the type of hit is ground ball. I don't care where it went to. I don't care what the result of the ground ball was. I just want all ground balls, sort it by team, and then in the included stats, I'm going to do batting average and slugging percentage. And then we're going to find out which teams are the best at hitting it on the ground and which teams are the best at hitting it in the air. Now, the Miami Marlins have the most ground balls hit by a lot, 1,359. They have a 243 batting average, a 256 slug. The highest batting average team with ground balls is the Brewers. And I guess we should have known that because we just did this. So best ground ball team, Brewers, as far as batting average goes, I would guess they lead in slugging as well. They do. Brewers. So we're going to say Milwaukee/Milwaukee. They have a 298 slugging on ground balls and a 281 batting average on ground balls. That seems crazy high. Way to go, Brew Crew. Last place, your Reds. And then my Yankees. And then the White Sox. And then Toronto. And then Cleveland. Who's got the least slugging? The Yankees have the worst slugging. So it would be Cincinnati. Yankees have the worst slugging on ground balls because they can't get doubles out of ground balls. They're very slow. They're just a very slow team. Let's switch it to line drives now. Who's the best line drive hitting team? Dodgers. The Padres hit the most line drives. The Angels... Why is that not sorted? The Angels are the worst. My bad, Angels fans. The Giants. The San Francisco Giants are the best line drive hitting team as far as batting average. They have a 671 batting average when they hit a line drive. Who's got the highest slugging? The Mets. Where'd it go, Mets? 2 teams in dual cities. 2 teams per city. Oakland. When they hit a line drive, my golly, it's good. The slugging's nice. Yankees have the 3rd highest slugging on line drives. All right, who's got the worst batting average? The Angels have the worst batting average on line drives, and then the Cardinals. No. The Cardinals have the worst slugging. Okay. Fly ball. Let's just go down the list. See what we got. Who's the best? This is going to be like the Yankees just because of Judge's numbers on homers? No idea. Could be the Dodgers. Dodgers have hit the most fly balls, then Baltimore, then Minnesota. Highest batting average. Ooh, worst batting average, White Sox, then Rangers, then Cubs. Best batting average on fly balls, Boston, then New York. And Boston is way ahead because the monster. I mean, they have a wall that turns fly ball outs into singles or doubles. So that makes sense that they're the best. I wonder if they always lead the league in this category. Slugging, worst, White Sox. So the White Sox, when they lift the ball, they stink. And the Red Sox have a 986. So the Red Sox are the best fly ball hitting team. And that makes a ton of sense because the monster is very, very shallow. So if you hit a fly ball, you can get a home run or a double and they're outs everywhere else. Like, I do wonder if the Red Sox lead that every year. Last year, I'm going to check. Last year, the highest batting average on fly balls, Atlanta. Boston was third. High slugging on fly balls, Atlanta. Proven wrong right away. Once again, Jimmy's dumb. Hi, I'm Jimmy. Did we do worst for fly ball? It was the White Sox both times, right? Bummer. And just for shits and giggles, because I don't know how, pop-ups, usually outs. Usually outs. Toronto has hit the most pop-ups. Wow. The Pittsburgh Pirates have never had a hit on a pop-up. 184 pop-ups, 0 hits, 0 slug. Wow, a bunch of chumps over there in Pittsburgh can't get their pop-ups to fall. Who's got this? Has to be luck. Ooh, the Windy City, Chicago. Tell me that's just wind-based. Chicago Cubs have the best batting average on pop-ups. They don't have the best slugging, though. Who's got the best slugging? Boston. How do they even rank that? All right, which team has the most hits on pop-ups? We know the Pittsburgh Pirates don't. So Boston has 6 hits on pop-ups. They have a double, a single, a single, a triple, a single, a single. So that's what gets them the slug, is that triple. Let's see. All right, this one. Is that Fenway? Is it a monster? Oh, no way. Oh, no way. Okay, so what happened here is third baseman and shortstop just looked at each other. I got it, you take it situation. So that helps them out there. Way to go, Red Sox. Now we got, what's this one going to be? Line drive. Oh, okay, that's considered a pop-up? I would consider that a flare. It's like a 30 feet high, maybe. Next one, at Fenway again. Okay. Oh no. Adames, the shortstop, calls for it and then says, never mind, I'm blind and I'm scared. Lets it drop. So this is just a luck stat. Okay, this one is not at Fenway, but it's a day game in St. Louis, and it looks like they're going to be blinded again. Oh, man, off his glove. Blinded again. The Red Sox really know how to play the sun. Runners on the corners. Tie game. Bottom 9th. Oh, Sunday Night Baseball. They won on that, huh? Damn. But I got to see how the Cubs got their pop-up hits. They got a single here. All right, so that's like another flare job. It's not that high. Patrick Wisdom with a single on this 2-0 pitch. Dead center fastball, 97, way up in the air. First baseman coming in, falls between him and the second baseman. Brooks just gave up on it. All right, Suzuki singles on a pop-up to Ozzie Albies. He's blind. Sun got him. This has nothing to do with skill. Yep, on this one, Wisdom again, and he's terribly mad. Wow, is Wisdom the league leader in hits on pop-ups? I mean, he's just hitting it to blind spots. Patrick. Ian Happ with a flare. Oh, that's... I don't even know how to discuss that one. There's a little pop-up shot that just bounced. That one drops. Guys, I'm doing one more thing. I'm sorting this by player name, pop-up, base hit. I want to see if Patrick Wisdom has the most with 2. Or is there someone that's getting the best of... Oh, Jazz Chisholm has a lot. So Nick Castellanos, Brent Rooker, Jaron Duran, Tyler O'Neill, Patrick Wisdom, Jose Caballero, and Jazz Chisholm all have 2. And now for the third section of the show today. It's just fun facts. If you don't enjoy the fun facts, let me know. Because if a lot of you are say, hey, I'd rather a topic than just a bunch of fun facts, let me know. But Dalton preps these fun facts and I enjoy them. Sometimes I read them beforehand, which leads to a fun fact becoming a main topic. Sometimes, like today, I have not read them. I've decided I'm going to play, I Googled on YouTubed news background music, and I'm going to bring you the fun facts as a news anchor. Here we go. On Monday, the Mets batted around twice in a 3-inning span, the bottom of the 4th and the bottom of the 6th. First time they did that in a game since 1976. Spencer Schwellenbach joined Jared Jones and Masahiro Tanaka as the only pitchers since at least 1901 with 60-plus strikeouts and fewer than 10 walks in their first 10 career starts. Way to go, Schwellenbach, Jones, and Tanaka. Tyler Phillips threw a Maddox in his 3rd career start on Saturday, becoming the 5th Phillies rookie to do so. A 9-inning shutout, less than 100 pitches. The D-backs are 17-8 over their last 25 games. 5 of those losses have been blown saves in the 9th inning. 4 by Sewald and 1 by Martinez. Ouch! 5 of the 8 losses, they had the lead. That would have made them 22-3 over this stretch. Would that have changed the deadline? Did Sewald's 4 blown saves change the deadline? The Giants have beaten the Rockies 12 straight times at home. The Rockies tied their record for most consecutive losses at an opposing ballpark. The Rockies go to San Francisco and they lose, and then they leave. The Giants struck out 53 Rocky batters, the most by Giants pitchers in a 4-game series. Wow. Matt Chapman recorded his 12th stolen base of the year. He had 11 stolen bases entering 2024 in 7 seasons. How about that? On Friday, Patrick Wisdom hit the first pinch hit grand slam for the Cubs since David Bodie's walk-off grand slam on August 12th, 2018. On Sunday, Xavier Edwards became the first player since Fred Lewis on May 13th, 2007 to hit their first career home run and record a cycle on the same game. Congrats to XE. On Friday, July 26th, Trevor Rogers became the first Marlins starting pitcher to earn a win since June 11th. But congrats to Trevor Rogers. Trey Raj. Pete Crow Armstrong is now 19 for 19 in steal attempts, tying Rex Hudler for the 4th most consecutive steal attempts to begin a rookie season since 1951. And that concludes the fun facts today and Jimmy's 3 things. If you enjoy the show, please subscribe. If you want more trade update stuff, go check out Talkin Baseball, Talkin Yanks, Cherry Pinstripe, Shea Station, Pinstripe Strong, all the baseball shows on the network.